So now you know why I do what I do. Let's now talk about how you can survive and thrive as a sponsor license holder. So in order to help us to do that, I will be using this box. Why have I got a box and what's inside the box? This box is the sponsor license survival kit. And there are things in here that will help us to remember and retain the information in this webinar. So let's see what's inside the box that will help us. Okay. Now, the first thing, where is it? Why have I got a magnifying glass? We need a magnifying glass because the Home Office rules are actually very, very complex. And we need to look at it with a magnifying glass. Because we might miss details. And if we miss the details, it will cost you your sponsor license. That's why we need a magnifying glass. What else do we have? We have a measuring tape. Why do we need a measuring tape? We need a measuring tape because the Home Office is always measuring you. They are measuring whether you're complying, they're measuring whether you've kept up your conditions, they're measuring whether you can meet the salary thresholds, and they're measuring whether you're a genuine business and whether you're a genuine sponsor. And this time, they've made the measuring tape tighter and shorter. So that's why we need to see if we measure up to the new rules. What else is in here? I like this. This is my favorite. We have here 3 candles. And why do we have 3 candles? Simple. Because the Home Office rules are so dark and there's so many that they've darkened up the space, and we need some light to help us to get through it. And these 3 candles represent clarity, and they represent compliance, and they represent continuity. Because it's not just about getting a sponsor license or managing to hold on to it for a little while. It's about continuing a sponsor license and not getting suspended or worse, revoked. Now, is there anything else in here? There's one more thing. There is a red nose left by a friend. And the red nose is really important because with everything in life, you need some sense of humor. Because without sense of humor, you can't get through some very difficult things, and immigration rules are some of those very difficult things in life. So with that said, my box will be here to help me, and let's get started with the webinar, and I will go through the changes that are coming on July the 22nd, and then I will go and what they mean for you, and then I will go through the transitional changes for those who have defined costs or undefined costs. There are different rules, and also we'll touch upon the care worker visa and about switching and your options. And at the end, we will have a questions and answers, and I can see many of you have already sent in some questions, and what I'll do, I'll group them up and I'll try to answer your questions as best as possible. I'm very, very glad that you're all here. Now, to begin, can you please write in the chat box what you would like specifically from this webinar? What are you here for? So here's a really good one. This is a really good one. It says that can I self-sponsor myself, and what would I need to do? So let me be really clear about this. Self-sponsoring is possible. I mean, there's no such thing as self-sponsoring really. You have to register a business, a UK business, and then you can, apply for a worker in your own business, and that's how you self-sponsor really. But you have to still make sure that all the conditions are met, that the business can assign a certificate of sponsorship or a course. So you need to get registered first of all with Companies House, and then you need to get registered with the Home Office in order to get a license. And the critical steps are that you must be a genuine, active UK business with a real trading presence, with a real bank account, PIya registration, and all of that. The role you sponsor yourself must be genuine, skilled, and meet the salary requirements. There must be a separation between your duties as the director and your employment in the sponsored role. This is key to satisfying the genuineness test. You must pass the resident labour market compliance, and show that you're not abusing the system to gain immigration benefits. So with the new rules, what this means is with the very, very stricter scrutiny, this is going to be also scrutinized very carefully, especially for smaller or new businesses. So if you're thinking of this route, now is the time to act cautiously but swiftly and get legal support. I'm very happy to talk to you one-to-one. I can see I speak Bengali. I also understand Hindi and Urdu in a conversational level, so I can support and guide any of you if you reach out to me one-to-one. I've left a link there where you can make an appointment with me. We can even talk for 10-15 minutes, and then you can gauge whether you want further one-to-one sessions, and I will explain how that will work out. Now, the second